September 9th. Let's see what he has. What do you have? Oh, you freaking have it. That's crazy.
I got the Marine on DVD, man. Welcome to the Fourth Act, our entertainment podcast, where every Friday we discuss a topic in TV, movies, video games, and more. My name is Gabe, and I'm joined once again by my good friend, Misael.
What's up, everybody?
And today, we're doing something very unique. We're going to talk about professional wrestlers that have turned
Actors
into actors. And we'll get into it. We'll get into all of this, but we appreciate any support. So like, comment, definitely subscribe. We're trying to get to 100. We're at 76.
We're getting there.
We're setting up these goals. We're knocking them down.
Yeah.
100, 3 digits. That's the big one. Mm-hmm. Okay, my friend. So let's get right into it. Who do you want to start with first? We're going to highlight 3 big ones. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Dave Bautista, and John Cena. How do we see him on film? I don't know. I think that's the only way you can see him is through film.
Yeah, so I want to start with the one that's, I think, has been doing this the longest, probably has the most movies. One of the most popular of the 3.
Oh, you're talking about Dwayne.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Beat me in a straight-up old-fashioned fist fight.
Let me tell you something. Me and you, one-on-one, no one else around. I will beat your ass like a Cherokee drum.
Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll highlight the movies that they're in. We'll start off with like some favorites. So what are some of your favorite roles?
We'll get to it. Some of my favorite roles, the ones that I have like kind of really stuck with me, were like his like early stuff, like The Rundown.
Oh, we're going there.
So cool. And what's the other one?
What is it, like Walking Hard or something like that?
Walking Tall.
Walking Tall, yeah.
Those are such good movies.
I didn't expect you to actually go that deep into The Rock. Because, he started off with, like, B-action movies.
Right. This was, like, 2005?
It's early, man.
It's been, yeah.
That's like when
2003, I think.
Okay. So he did like the Scorpion King first.
2002. That's his first thing, I think.
Okay.
And then it was The Rundown, which is freaking awesome. And the Walking Tall is such a good freaking movie.
Which one is with Stifler from American Pie?
The
Rundown, right?
Rundown,
like he's like,
it's like
escorting him. He's like his prisoner or something.
They're like the jungle. They're looking for like that monkey.
Oh, The Rock is always in the jungle. That's the thing with him.
That's his theme.
He loves being in the jungle. Okay, so a couple of my favorites. I actually really like him in Fast 5.
We find him, we take him as a team, and we bring him back. And above all else, we don't ever let them get in the cars.
After the Fast 5, he's just like not even
stratosphere.
Definitely his career took off. But after Fast 5, he doesn't even play a character. He's not even acting anymore. He's just The Rock in those movies. Yeah. And I know you fell off after a while, but even now, like he's just The Rock. In Fast 5, he's actually playing a character, and I really like how he's the antagonist. He's the bad guy in that one. So I really like him in there. He's really funny in Jumanji.
Damn, that is a man right there. Don't cry. It's gonna be okay.
Yeah, so you see, I'm doing the more modern ones. Yeah.
Okay,
He's hilarious in Jumanji, and then he has to play. Isn't he like playing like a female in the second Jumanji? Like there's like the girl is like in his body or something.
Bodies, if I remember correctly. I didn't watch the second one.
Yeah,
and I haven't watched Jungle Cruise either. Did you watch?
I didn't watch Jungle Cruise. But Jumanji just looked better.
Like the same.
Get this man out of the jungle.
Theme. Yeah, I don't know.
He's either in a jungle or he's in a giant city. Because then he had like movies like Rampage with a giant gorilla.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
He had Skyscraper. That's like a Die Hard ripoff.
Wasn't he in like the LA, like what's it called? Los Angeles, I think. Like the earthquake one. I'm probably just making it up.
Oh, San Andreas. That's the thing with him, is that he's the action guy. Out of the 3, he is definitely the action guy. Yeah. And he's done great at that. He was also Hercules. I never seen that one, but I think that movie made a shit ton of money, especially overseas.
I can see that.
Yeah, but how deep do you want to go into this? Do you want to kind of like quickly highlight all 3 and then start comparing them, or should we just keep on Dwayne?
What do you want to? Is there anything else you want to mention?
I mean,
what is there to mention?
What do you think that he's good at? Just that, like being the B action guy.
Probably because he tried being like a top.
He tried
top
being the A action guy
with Black Adam, and it didn't work. Although, probably the one good thing about that movie, in my opinion, is probably him.
Really? Because I didn't see it,
and it's just forced. It's very forced. Like it's not like oh no, like this movie is great because of him. No. Like the movie overall is terrible.
Is it? Is it terrible?
It's bad.
Is it?
I think so. You don't think so?
I haven't seen it.
Oh.
But like based off like how it looks, I pictured it was going to be a bad movie, but a fun movie. I thought maybe like a 5 or a 6.
The action is kind of cool.
It looks cool. They got Dr. Fate in there.
Dr. Fate in there, yeah.
You see, but now we're talking about stuff other than The Rock. So,
anyway,
so that just goes to show that maybe he's not like a selling point, at least anymore. I think people are just kind of over him.
Yeah, probably.
What can you do to change this? Start doing some dramas?
Maybe change up the role. Maybe I don't know if he's been like in head of like directing some of these movies, and that's probably
he definitely has a lot of pull, which is why people don't like him.
You know, and that could be a reason why if he just like lets a director like, you know what, let's make this movie, but you're gonna make me direct you. Like you're not gonna get involved in this movie at all. You know, we're gonna do it my way. This is what I expect from you. Can you deliver?
Yeah.
You know? And
know your role and shut your mouth.
Exactly. And put in the work.
Okay. He's also done a lot of voice acting, and I think that he's good at. Like he's done Moana, and now they're gonna do a live action Moana. Yeah. But yeah, that's a role that's perfect for him. He can sing, like good enough. He can sing. He's funny. Right. He has a very charismatic voice.
He overall, I think he has a persona. He's very charismatic, as you just said. So he has qualities in him.
Right.
It just, I guess he's probably has a hard time really bringing that out. Something that I think he was able to do in those early movies.
I was about to say, because I don't think he had any pull back then.
Right.
So I think now that he does, he's kind of like not putting in the work anymore, which is crazy to think because like The Rock, I mean, you follow his Instagram, this man is always putting in the work.
Oh, yeah. He's
you know, like being healthy, being like obviously his physical, his physique. But I don't know. I think he just needs to get back into being creative and not just focus on the money. I mean, he's The Rock. He doesn't need to listen to both of us, but we're just talking about creatively. If you want to be fun and I guess interested in your movies again, being the lead.
We don't hate the guy.
Hell no, I love The Rock.
Yeah, exactly. This is just from a movie perspective. Entertainment perspective.
We're not mad.
No, we're not.
We're just disappointed.
We know he could do better.
But the funny thing is, spoilers for the new Fast and Furious movie, Fast X. He's the post-credit scene. Like he's coming back into the franchise, and let me tell you, I popped. I popped when I saw him. So I still like seeing him. I still get excited, but I don't know. I just can't imagine getting excited for it. Like this is The Rock's next big movie. Maybe if it was a drama.
Maybe.
So I think that'll be a good transition into going into Dave Bautista.
Did you make a penis?
Dude.
What is wrong with you?
If he's a planet, how could he make a baby with your mother? He would smush her.
First of all, The Rock paved the way for all of them.
Yeah.
I know there's other wrestlers that acted before The Rock, and we'll shout them out later. I have a little segment where I'm going to shout them out later. But nobody blew up like this until The Rock.
Exactly.
And Dave Bautista, I always get confused. His name was Bautista, but his name is Dave Bautista. He kind of like worked from like the ground up. Like, yeah, The Rock was famous, and like we knew that like The Rock was successful. So maybe,
Bautista had to put in the work.
He put in the work, and like he did like smaller films. Like he did the one that was directed by RZA or written by RZA. It was like this. Like I actually did not write that one down. I think it was like Bodies All Painted Gold or something like that. It's like a samurai movie. Maybe something with like a dragon. Just put like RZA directed movie and it'll pop up. While he looks that up though, I'll just continue my point that Dave Bautista has just worked on like dramas and shit. Like he started off with smaller roles like that. He then like started working with big directors. Like he's in Blade Runner. It's a small role, but with Dennis.
Okay, we'll get there.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. We can talk about it now. Yeah. He plays like smaller roles in these dramas, but the fact that these guys want to work with him is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
What'd you find for me?
Can't find it. no, yeah, House of the Rising Sun.
Yeah. It was a very small movie. I never even saw it, but I just know about it because of Dave Bautista.
Right.
And of course, we should say that he blew up because of Guardians of the Galaxy. But
Rightfully
even
Rightfully
then,
so.
when they announced the cast, people are all like, who the hell are these characters?
All of them.
And on top of that, this is like a weird casting. You got a professional wrestler for one of them. And Dave Bautista is one of the best characters, or as Drax is one of the best characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. He's so good. He knows how to play that role.
Yeah.
And James Gunn...
He made his own.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Like, he was just doing whatever James Gunn said in the first one, but then James Gunn even said himself, like, once he realized what he had with him, he started writing the character with Dave in mind. So then he just evolved that character, and that character could not work. If it was a different actor, he could just be annoying, but the way he plays it, he's so serious and so, like, big, and we know Dave Bautista and seeing how funny he can be.
How long have you been standing there?
An hour.
An hour?
Are you serious?
I've mastered the ability of standing so incredibly still that I've become invisible to the eye. Watch.
He could be funny with like a serious tone still. Like, is he being for real? Is he kidding, or is it just how he is? You know, but again, you know, that's part of, I feel like, who he is as a person too. I feel. Yeah,
he does seem like a genuinely good person. Mm-hmm. Another highlight was a movie we talked about earlier this year that I saw, which was Knock at the Cabin. And I told you, I was like, I don't recommend this.
Yeah.
I was like, it was like, whatever. Like, it kept me interested till the end.
I completely forgot about it.
But I told you, like, the best part was Dave Bautista in it. Yeah, he definitely carries the movie, at least for me. Mm-hmm. He carries the movie of, like, playing this guy that's, like, he looks scary because he is this big dude. And, like, his first interaction was with, like, a little girl. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it's a little girl or a little boy. I think a little girl. Point is, like, it looks pretty, like, you know, like pedo. Okay. It looks scary at first, but he's so like soft and caring, and it turns out he's a teacher in there.
Right.
But he looks like he could be, you know, like some like lovely bone shit.
Okay.
Have you seen that? You know what I'm talking about? Like that guy, like, I mean, he looked a little creepy because he had like the pervy mustache on. But you know, he had the glasses on. He looked like just like a neighbor or something. That's kind of like how he looks, but he's really buff.
Right.
And he plays it that way too. Like he's very soft and like caring, and he cares, or he at least like cares about how he's presenting himself in front of this family. Right. But at the same time, it's just like, yeah, we got to kill one of you guys. And the way that he plays that was really good. So again, I mean, M. Night, he's kind of like up and down nowadays.
Right.
He was so up and then he was so down. Now he's a roller coaster. Yeah. Point is, like, these named directors want to work with Dave Bautista. Mm-hmm. Goes to show how Hollywood thinks about him.
I don't know if it was after that movie he was interviewed and like they were asking him like some similar questions, like, hey, like you could play like some more serious roles, and I think the topic that came up was him saying that he wants to be in like a romantic movie.
Oh, really?
And he's like, but I don't know why I don't get cast. I don't know if I'm not pretty enough, like if I don't have the looks or whatnot. And I can kind of see like his point, you know.
Yeah.
I think it may have been the same interview where he got like lip filler or something. I don't know if you
really
remember seeing that.
No.
It looked weird. Point being is like that kind of got me thinking like, oh, you know what? Like he kind of has shown that he could play a little bit more serious roles besides like action. And I would love to see him in like other stuff like that.
I know he did comedy. He did like the buddy cop thing. Like where it was I think it was called Stuber. It was with Stuber. Him and
I didn't watch it, but I know which one.
Yeah, I didn't see it either, but I mean the trailer looked funny. I just didn't actually watch it. So he's done that. He's popped up in Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. Which is cool. That movie I did not like at all. Really? No, I don't even remember it that well. I definitely seen it all the way through.
It's just like I'm not saying it's a great movie or like you should watch it, but it definitely is like one of those kind of like
turn your brain off movies.
Turn your brain off, just watch, just kind of try to enjoy it, you know.
Yeah. Maybe watch it like while like maybe like your friends are over, you put it on, and you're talking to each other, and it's in the background. You'll peek at it every time the zombies pop out or whatever. Another one, and then we can probably move on. We already mentioned like he had smaller roles in like Dune and Blade Runner, which is Denis Villeneuve. But Glass Onion, he has a big role in there. That's a huge cast, but he has a big role in there. And he's pretty funny in there too. He has a gun the whole time. He's in his underwear and he has a gun.
Really, Duke?
Oh my God!
Really?
What else do you think he can venture into? I know we said like romantic comedy. Like I would love to see that. I don't know how that movie shapes out, but what else? Maybe some voice acting. Because the other two on this list do a lot of voice acting.
Has he done any voice? I don't
think so.
He hasn't done any voice acting. That would be interesting to see. It would definitely like round out his like his resume, you know, or portfolio, whatever you want to call it. And that would I feel like that would bump him up a little bit more. So on like the acting tier, whatnot.
Just more opportunity.
Some opportunity.
One thing that he said that he wanted to do was the Gears of War movie.
Oh,
and yeah, he fits that.
I forgot about that.
He's got the look, and that could be his franchise. I would love that.
That could be his franchise.
Because this man could act.
He could act. He could act.
Okay.
And, you know, just like you said, he has the look.
Especially for Gears of War. They're just giant, huge, buff dudes with big old armor.
I just want to see them with those big-ass guns with the
hell yeah.
With the chainsaw.
You can see the teaser trailer now.
Oh.
Ends with a chainsaw.
I can't wait. It's got to happen. Someone's going to do it.
And to end our spotlight little segment right here, third wrestler turned actor. John Cena.
What about Wonder Woman?
What about raising your hand? Urkel.
Have you met Wonder Woman?
I've never met her, but she did spend an entire party IFing me from across the room.
Sick.
Dude, I said effing.
Now this one kind of feels inevitable. Like we all knew while watching wrestling, he's going to be the next Rock. Like he's going to go to Hollywood. He's going to do big things. But they've all had the same trajectory where you start off small. Like nobody just gets the biggest role handed to them. They all start off small. The Rock started off as this weird CGI Scorpion in The Scorpion King, or in The Mummy Returns, and then he was in Scorpion King. Dave Bautista did this RZA-directed action movie, and now he probably makes way too much money to do anything like that. John Cena started off with like doing voice acting, and
the first thing that I remember is in The Marine.
Yes, that's the very first thing, but that is WWE Productions. Like it was their studio; they picked their biggest guy to do it. But absolutely, dude. Hold on. I'll be back.
Where are you going?
You stall.
Well, while we wait for Anthony to be back, it is his birthday. September 9th. Let's see what he has. What do you have? Oh, you freaking have it. That's crazy.
I got The Marine on DVD, man. I begged my father to take me to go watch this movie. And let me tell you, he was going to take me after work.
Right.
I'm going to present it. He was going to take me after work. And I was like so excited. I was unrated. John Cena and The Marine. Anyway, he was going to take me after work. And then the movie was going to start. And like I don't know. Let's just say it was at 4:00.
Okay.
So it was after school. I was already ready. I'm anticipating this movie from John Cena. I have a CD too, but I'm not going to go grab that. I was a huge John Cena mark. And I mean, every kid was. And then this man, my dad, was not home yet. And like the movie was going to start. And I was just like, I broke down. I started crying. I was just like, I'm going to miss it. And then he showed up like a couple minutes late. And he just got home, changed. We left. Saw The Marine. That's my Marine story. Loved it so much. I bought it on DVD. And I've had it ever since. This is like the same one. Look, it's all beat up.
From like 2000, what was it, like 5?
I think it came out in 2005.
Right.
So maybe the DVD is like 2006, whatever.
It includes over 40 minutes of special features.
Damn right. Did I watch those? I don't know.
We don't get this no more. No, we don't get features or anything. Like no, like
hell, we don't even get the physical copy. It's all digital. Anyway, but yeah, absolutely, that's his first movie.
Right.
But when he started like breaking out into doing his own thing, he started off with like voice work. Like he even did like some like I think he was like in like the Fred movie for Nickelodeon. Remember that annoying kid Fred?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he's in like those, and he's in like some Scooby-Doo movies, but just enough for like WWE. Like out of there, when he's finally like starting to do stuff, he was doing like a movie, I think it was called Cock Blockers. It was a comedy where like the parents are stopping their daughters from having sex before they go to college.
I don't think I remember this movie.
Yeah, it wasn't like huge, but that was one of those roles where it's like, oh, like John Cena's funny. Like he's actually a good part in that movie. And I saw it just for him. And there's this funny scene with him, like the college guys are like talking shit to him. or like high school guys. I don't know. Point is like they're drinking beer and like they somehow trick him into like chugging beer through his asshole.
What? Oh, actually, I think I do remember that just because of that one thing.
Wait. Can you lube it up with something first?
Yeah, I'll just spit on it.
No!
Why? Because I'm a man? Get over yourself.
No, because you're fucking gross and your fucking saliva's gross.
Yeah. You maybe seen a clip or something. Or I think it might have even been in the trailer. But John Cena, the same thing. Like he was a big guy. So what did he like go into? He went to comedy because the big guy acting dumb fits well in comedy.
Right.
Same thing with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It worked same thing with all of them.
Yeah. So he did comedy, and then like he's done voice work. Like he's done like Ferdinand. That was like where he was like the bull. Yeah, Again, bull. Another movie I haven't seen.
I've seen it.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's like a lighthearted movie.
What is that? Like what company is that? Is that DreamWorks or something?
I don't think it's DreamWorks. I don't know what it is. Ferdinand.
But he did that one. He's recently done some more voice work on Ninja Turtles. Very small role. He plays either Bebop or Rocksteady. I can't tell the difference between those two because they're always together. But he plays the Rhino. And
it's 20th century.
20th century. So Fox. So it's a Disney movie now.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
Wow.
So he can do it all. He can do comedy. He can do action because he popped up in Fast and the Furious.
Right. That's not his biggest action, I feel.
What, Fast and Furious?
Or is it?
I don't know. Well, what else for action?
Suicide Squad.
Yeah. He was he's great in Suicide Squad. Yeah. He was so good that James Gunn made a whole show for him, Peacemaker, which Peacemaker is good, but I'm not going to say like it's must-watch TV. Like everybody drop what you're doing, watch Peacemaker. I'm not going to say that.
I started it. I haven't finished it.
Yeah, it is. It's good.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say it's great. It's funny.
It's just different. It's just
it is very weird.
I didn't want to say that, but it's different.
Yeah, it's James Gunn. But it is genuinely, I believe it's genuinely good. Like maybe like 7 out of 10. But I'm probably never going to visit that again. It's got a lot of funny scenes in there, sure, but what about for you? Any like favorite John Cena moments?
I think the other movie that I remember from him is like I think it's called 12
rounds. I think that's another WWE movie.
Is it?
I think
it could be. I don't remember, but I remember watching it with my dad because like it was super random. Like
once you get dad in there,
what are you watching? Like it's just this movie, and then you just sit down.
Did he know who John Cena was?
No.
Oh, okay.
No clue.
There you go.
Just watching it, and I'm like, oh.
You just saw a buff white man.
I started watching it, and I was like, this is pretty cool. So it's nothing crazy, nothing special, but I was just like, I didn't think he was still doing, like these kinds of movies.
Yeah, I think that was like his second movie after The Marine. It was 12 rounds. What's that one even about? Do you remember?
If I remember correctly, it involved like a I think like a bomber, and I think he had 12 hours to like stop him. I don't remember exactly, but
you sold me.
It's along those lines. It's along those lines where he was like, bro, you have 12 rounds, which is the 12 hours to like stop him or something like that. I don't remember.
All right. Any other moments, or should we move on? Favorite roles? You haven't even seen him in Fast and Furious.
I haven't seen him. No, I haven't seen him in. Well, he came out in which one?
Well, he's popped up in 2. So he popped up in Fast 9, and he's Dom's brother.
Yeah, I know that. But
so cool. It's so bad, but it's so cool. So he's Dom's brother. Looks nothing like him, whatever. And same thing for The Rock that I said earlier. He comes in and he's like actually acting. And then in Fast X, the newest one, he's just John Cena. He's just this like goofy character, but at least there's like a story reason for it because he's kind of protecting his nephew while like they're trying to come and like take him away. Like the bad guys are trying to come and get him.
Right.
So he's like the cool uncle that's like protecting him, but at the same time he's being like lighthearted with him to make sure he's okay. So there's kind of like a story reason, but still it's just like that's just John Cena. Let's put this up. Let's decorate the set a little bit.
Yeah, next to the beer.
I actually have some Funko Pops of John Cena, and I should have brought all my props of John Cena and The Rock in a wrestling ring at WrestleMania. Next time we talk about them.
Yeah.
So before we start comparing, because that's what we're gonna do. That
was the point of this. Yeah.
That's the whole point. I probably should have said that at the beginning, but we're gonna get into like who we think is the better actor,
right?
Who has the better movies, who has the most promising future going forward, And then we kind of already talked about our favorite projects, but maybe we'll pick one from each. But before we do that, I want to get into some special shout outs for some actors, wrestlers that turned actors.
Definitely.
Maybe not wrestlers that turned actors, but wrestlers that are in movies. I think the first one to do it's got to be between Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper. But we'll go with Hulk Hogan because that makes more sense. He was kind of like the first big star that like came into like pop culture outside of wrestling. Yeah. So Hulk Hogan,
there was a time where that man was like everywhere.
Oh yeah, he was a superstar.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan in Rocky 3 as Thunder Lips. Now I know you haven't seen all the Rocky movies, but Rocky 3 is a weird one. Like 1 and 2 are dramas, and then 3 and 4 when it turns into like soap operas. Like Apollo Creed dies in like the 4th one. It's like he dies in the ring, so total soap opera. But in the 3rd one, it opens up with Rocky having like an exhibition match with Thunder Lips, which is Hulk Hogan. So he doesn't play himself; he plays a wrestler named Thunder Lips. But in this universe, it's like wrestling is real. So like they get into like a real wrestling fight, and it's crazy. Like like Rocky has his boxing gloves on, and he's like fighting Hulk Hogan, but Hulk Hogan's like wrestling. Yeah, it's just a dumb scene, but it's kind of iconic. More WWE movies. Stone Cold in The Condemned. Have you ever seen this?
I don't think so. No, I don't think
it was this thing.
Cold anyway.
No, oh, you've seen him in The Longest Yard.
Yeah, I haven't seen them. This one.
Okay, well, while I'm on The Longest Yard, because I have that on here too for Stone Cold. A lot of wrestlers are in The Longest Yard. Like Goldberg is in there.
Right.
Do you remember?
I don't.
He's like the biggest thing with him is like he's just a big dude, like a linebacker, and they keep talking about how big his dick is.
Oh, okay.
Like they meet him in the showers, and then the Great Khali is in there.
The Khali, I remember him.
Yeah, that's like I think maybe he got signed after that movie. I think, or maybe he was like in like maybe he was already in the WWE system but didn't debut yet. And then they have like Kevin Nash in there, and then there's another one that I'm missing, but a lot of wrestlers. So Adam Sandler loves his wrestling. He even had the Big Show in The Waterboy.
Yeah.
Just like for a little bit. But yeah, The Condemned, I won't get into it, but yeah, it's another Stone Cold, like I think it's a WWE movie, WWE Studios or Productions, whatever. And like it's almost like some Hunger Games shit. Like they put a bunch of criminals in there and like they all have to kill each other and like the last one out like gets their freedom or something, if I'm remembering right.
Right.
Randy Savage, who can forget Bonesaw in Spider-Man 1. Randy Savage comes out and he's just Randy Savage. Yeah. Bonesaw is ready.
I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime.
Okay, and then Kane and See No Evil. This was another WWE production. And I remember this one because this one I went out to the theaters too. Like they kept hyping up May 19th. That something big is going to happen. And it was Kane. And it was all about promoting a movie. But when I was younger, I was just like, what's going to happen? It's May 19th, huh? So it's like a horror movie.
One of those.
Yeah. It's a horror movie where Kane's like an evil guy and he's like killing people. And like, killing teenagers or young adults in like a house, like this broken down house or something. But the only thing I remember from that movie, because it was horrifying, he's chasing a girl. She goes into a closet. And then her phone rings. Like she had like one of those flip phones.
Right.
One of those old things. I had a flip phone. I'm old enough to have a flip phone. The phone's ringing, whatever. So then she's like, oh my God. And he opens the closet and he gets the phone and then just shoves it down her throat.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Scary.
Yeah, that stuck with me. Last one is Roddy Piper. R.I.P. Roddy Piper. He was in a movie called They Live, and I've never seen it, but it's the most iconic for like his line where he says, I'm here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum.
I have come here to chew bubble gum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubble gum.
Yeah, and I think he did some other things, like other like B action movies, but just shout out just to them, just 5 quick shout outs. But yeah, let's start comparing. Which category do you want to go through first? Better acting, better movies?
Start with better movies.
Okay. Well, I have my little list right here. I don't know if you have your little list. Who do you think has the better movies? Between John Cena, The Rock, and Dave Bautista.
So in order.
Oh, you got a ranking. Okay, let's go.
Crazy. I'm going to rank. Sorry.
It's getting hot, huh?
It's warm. I don't know what it is. So let me just cool down a little
Because
bit.
we live in California. That's
Exactly. The Rock, John Cena, and Dave.
all. Okay. Now, again, we're not doing performances yet.
No. This is just
Okay. I mean, The Rock definitely has a lot more
and
on
that's
them,
probably why.
but explain your reasoning.
2 reasons, and it's just those 2 movies that I talked about earlier.
The first two?
I freaking love those movies, and I think in part it's because I watched them because my dad.
Yeah.
My dad loves those movies, so he puts it on, and I just kind of have to go there and watch it with him. So we've seen those movies a bunch of times, and I just think they're great. You know, like just like the action is kind of quirky sometimes. It's just like, oh, what is
cheesy.
this? It's cheesy. But I think that's part of like their charm. Like the
It has a cool action, or at least like the rundown. That's the one where he's like the sheriff, right?
He's the sheriff.
I like the scene where he has a 2x4.
It's a 4x4.
A 4x4.
I just remember that thing.
Of course, it's The Rock. I should have known.
You know, it's freaking cool.
And he's just beating everybody's ass with it.
The freaking 4x4.
And
like he says, "Fuck the guns." You know, like I'm not gonna kill no one. He uses that, but at the end, he's forced to use the guns.
I see. I don't remember it that well.
Dude, it's crazy. Yeah, it's freaking cool.
A character arc.
And
What?
in the other one, that one's just funny. What's his name?
I'm forgetting his name, but Stifler from American Pie. Everybody knows him.
Like he's fucking funny. I just remember
He's just being a smartass the whole time, like trying to get a rise.
Smartass, and I remember the one scene that sticks with me is where I think he's about to get his ass kicked by the people there in the freaking jungle, and then like this dude can't fight. Like he's gonna get killed, so he tries to make a bluff to like get out of that situation. Yeah. So he's faking like he knows how to fight, and he's moving his leg like this, like all crazy. And then he's like, "Oh shit! Like this fool knows how to fight."
Yeah.
And I just think it's freaking funny.
What's this? Huh? Who is this? Is he your friend? Do you know him? Do you? Say hello. Say hello. Say hello.
Quick shout out for The Rock, since we're talking about early Rock right now. Do you remember the movie Gridiron Gang? No. He is the coach of a football team, but they're all inmates. This doesn't sound familiar?
It sounds familiar, but
it's a really cool movie. So it starts off with like this one kid getting arrested, and they're all young kids, and like there's 2 gangs involved in this storyline.
Okay.
At least like through the main character's perspective, because there's a bunch of kids that are locked up, and he's like, I think he's the one that pushes for them to have a football team. Mm-hmm. Because like they are still kids and like they deserve a second chance or whatever. And it gets like there's a lot of drama and everything about like him allowing, like he's trying to find opponents because like he has the football team, like the kids are acting right now, and like he's trying to find opponents. And I think like they go like to like a Christian college like to fight to face their first opponent, and like they end up getting in like the rankings. Something happens, whatever. But the big drama is like there's 2 gangs, like 88 and I think like 95, and it's 2 streets.
Okay.
So the main character gets arrested because he's in one of the gangs, but he's like the good guy who doesn't want to be in the gang, you know.
He just kind of grew up into it.
Yeah. Was that me or you?
You, I think. Or was it me?
Sniper's just going to take one of us out, whoever it was.
I don't know who it was.
But yeah, anyway, really good movie. I actually do recommend this one. It's, at least from memory. I don't know if it still holds up, but there's a really cool speech. Exhibit is in there. He's like the assistant coach or like the defensive coach or something.
That rings a bell.
Does it? Okay. So The Rock and Exhibit are coaches. And The Rock gives a really cool speech in there. Like to all of them, like about like, you know, trying to motivate them to take this seriously.
Right.
And I forget, it's like a big old long speech, but it ends with him saying, "And even though you're locked up, you are somebody." So I remember the trailer having that too, and I was just like, oh shit.
Now it's time to go out there and put it on the scoreboard. Now it's time to see who has the heart. Now is the time to prove to yourselves and prove to everyone out there that even though you're locked up, you are somebody.
And I watched it when it came to like HBO or whatever it was, and I like it. I looked up the just like clips on YouTube to show Jets maybe a couple months ago, actually. Yeah. So away from this conversation. Yeah. But for my ranking, I feel like I gotta go Dave Bautista first. If we're talking about the movies that they're in, even though he has some small roles, dude, he's in Blade Runner.
Yeah,
Dune, I think is all right, but I got to rewatch it. I'm gonna rewatch it before the second one comes out.
Right.
But I know people love Dune, so I'm taking myself out of that equation. But yeah, I had Walking Tall on here. He was even in Doom, the video game movie. It was a terrible video game movie, but
what
like
talking about still?
Doom, not Dune.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I just realized. Yeah, they're really good. Doom, Doom.
You're talking about The Rock.
The Rock, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my bad, because I went from Dave Bautista. Huh?
To Rock. Yeah.
My bad. But yeah, let's go back to Bautista then. I'm sorry for that. Bautista was in Guardians. He was like in Dune, he's in Blade Runner, he's in Glass Onion with all these, like with Ryan Johnson. So he's worked with all these.
Yeah,
like,
despite you don't
names.
like the movie Army of Thieves.
Yeah, Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder's. He's somebody like I'm rooting for, but I just want him to make better movies.
It's just like a hit or miss.
That's a whole nother conversation. We're not gonna get into Zack Snyder. Second up though, yeah, I do have The Rock because of like his long lineage, or just like the amount of movies he's been in that I've watched growing up.
Like the stepping stone.
Yeah. So going back to it, my bad. My note is like really messy.
It's all over the place.
I took a picture of the note that I made and I just scribbled all over it. But yeah, going back to The Rock. He's in a bunch of like B movies, not just B action movies, but like B dramas and stuff, like Gridiron
just like
Gang.
you said, Doom.
Yeah. But then like he's in Fast and Furious, which could be hit or miss depending on which one he's in. But Fast 5, 6, even 7's okay.
Voice acting.
Yeah, Moana's great. So I got to give Rock number 2, and then Cena 3. But Cena's on the rise.
Oh yeah,
because he's the newest.
Absolutely.
Surprisingly, Bautista got to Hollywood before he did.
On a quick side note, I was on Twitter a couple of days ago, and you may have seen this, but like someone made like a fan cast of the Fantastic Four, and they added John Cena for the Thing. And I was
I was like, where's this going? Cool. I thought you were going to say Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic.
All buff stretching.
So I was like, oh, you know what? That might actually work. That might be pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, I could see that. I'm not mad at that. I saw somebody cast Seth Rogen as him, and I was just like, I'm not mad at that either. That would be funny. But yeah, John Cena, I could see that. Shit, even Dave. Oh, no, Dave Bautista's already out of the MCU.
Out of the MCU.
Yep. Let's bring him back. So yeah, that's our rankings for better movies. But now let's go into the acting, like them specifically. Who do you think?
Well, you go first.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay, so ranking for better actors. I'm actually going to go Dave Bautista first. He's had a shorter lifespan than The Rock, but The Rock, I feel like we've seen the limit. Like we've seen him actually act, and like he's good, and then we've seen him just like be like again B action movies, and they're fine or they suck. Those are kind of like hit and miss. Yeah. But again, we're not ranking the movies, but just like him in them. He's not doing much. Like he's not trying, or I shouldn't say he's not trying because I don't know. Maybe he's trying his damnedest, you know. But it just seems like Dave Bautista is really pushing himself. Either that, or he's just got a great agent that's picking the right roles for him,
too, or something.
Yeah, that's selling.
Could be everything.
Yeah. But regardless of what the reason is, I got Dave Bautista 1, and then I'll give The Rock 2 just for body of work again because he's been around for so long. He's shown that he could be funny. I mean, John Cena has shown he could be funny too, but just The Rock's been doing so much longer. And John Cena is on the rise, but I think maybe he's going to be on the level of The Rock in terms of acting. Like, I don't see John Cena like making me tear up.
Oh no,
you know. But I hope he does. I hope he picks some better roles. And I mean, he's already slimming down. Have you seen how John Cena looks now with his shirt off compared to like how he looked like 3-4 years ago?
I don't think. Oh. I can't remember.
First of all,
in Barbie, I think he's shirtless, right? Or does he have something?
I don't know. He pops up really quick. Yeah. But he's back on WWE because of the writers and actors strike. So at least that's what I think. He didn't give a reason, but I figured like he has more free time. They're not doing anything. So he's on WWE right now, and he's slim. But that's the thing is he's still buff. He's still John Cena, and he still works out. He can still bench more than 5 of me combined, more than 20 of me combined. But it's just crazy to see like how much he worked on his body for wrestling, and now that he's acting, I kind of feel like it's like a weight lifted off his shoulders, like literally and figuratively.
He's like, I don't have to focus so much on bodybuilding.
I don't got to go to the gym 3 times a day. Now I could just go 2 times a day. But no, you could see the difference. But he still looks great.
Right.
But yeah, that's my ranking for the actors. What about you?
Mine's the same.
Same exact thing?
Mine's the same, yes.
Same reasons, or what do you got?
Similar. I think for Dave Bautista is just he's such
an animal.
He's an animal. He's such a great freaking actor, and you know, like even though it's Marvel, whatever, but his role as Drax is just it's incredible. It's
really
so
good.
And then like I was kind of tearing up when at the end of Volume 3, I was like, oh man, this would be the last time we're gonna see freaking Dave Bautista.
Yeah. It sucks. And then like even seeing him tearing up, like spoilers for Guardians 3, but I feel like if you didn't see it by now, you don't care. But yeah, you see him saying bye to like Mantis, and you see the tears in his eyes, and it's almost like Dave Bautista like really tearing up. Yeah, because I'm sure that's like a second family to him. Like that Guardians cast is really close. Mm-hmm. But yeah, seeing him at the end too, like knowing Drax's character, like, he plays it so well, and it is very well written.
Right.
But still,
he also like you can kind of, or at least in my opinion, I feel like he can definitely be more, and I know that's like our next topic, but I think he's gonna be even better. Like he's only gonna get better, and obviously it also depends on what roles he gets.
Yeah,
but that potential and that quality is definitely there, as opposed to like The Rock. I feel like it's not there no more. I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna.
I just feel like The Rock is so famous that it's just like that's The Rock.
That's The Rock, you know, and I think he probably reached his peak at like Fast 5.
Maybe, yeah.
And there. But
maybe after this whole Black Adam debacle.
Yeah, who knows?
He'll like humble himself a little bit, and I mean he already humbled himself and went back to Fast and Furious because him and Vin Diesel had like a little falling out. Yeah.
Falling out. And then with John Cena, I don't think he has enough roles yet.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm in the same page as you. He also is an incredible actor, and I think he has the quality, and I think the more roles he gets, the more acting he does. I think that would put him up there competing with Bautista.
Yeah. So same ranking: Bautista, Rock, Cena.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree with me that like Cena and Rock are probably going to end up at the same level, or do you think Cena can pass him?
I think he could pass him. I really think he can.
Well, we'll just transition now to our next category, which was going to be who has the brightest future.
Right.
So we're already talking about it. So where do you think Cena's going to go? Like you do think he can pass The Rock?
I do think he can pass The Rock. And then I think it's going to be in between him and Bautista. But again, I think toppling Dave is going to be hard.
I was about to say, like, if you want my prediction,
I'm like, it's going to be hard to topple Dave.
I think Dave is not done showing what he can do.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be hard, but he's gonna get up there.
Which is crazy. Because if you go if you talk like wrestling standpoint, superstar, like Dave was a huge superstar.
Oh yeah.
Won the world title many times, had a bunch of big stories. But in terms of stardom, like The Rock was a poster boy. John Cena was a poster boy.
Right.
Batista like carried a couple, like he coupled the brand, like the SmackDown brand, while like Cena was on Raw a couple times. But he was never the main guy. Right. But like to see him kind of just like leave wrestling kind of early and just start acting and then doing well is really impressive.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. I think Bautista is gonna be head and shoulders above both of them when it's all said and done. And then I don't know. I think brightest future, if we're gonna rank them, Dave, John Cena, and then The Rock. Because I think The Rock, not that he's going to fizzle out,
right?
But I think he's just going to keep doing what he's doing and then eventually fizzle out. Like, I don't know. I kind of feel like you are limited to your roles with how big your body is. And
right.
Like, you do get roles for that. Like, Chris Pratt got a bigger body and started doing Jurassic World, you know.
Right.
Mario. But I just feel like The Rock is such a personality, a persona. He's such a like this big buff dude. He can only do action movies, and I think people are just tired of it. So I think, I'll go back to what I said. I think he is going to fizzle out, but it's just going to take a little bit longer.
Oh yeah.
John Cena is still on the rise, so I still think that his future is a little bit brighter. I'm sure he would like to do some dramas and stuff too. I just don't think that, based off what we've seen and how long I've seen John Cena in the WWE and his acting skills, I don't think he's going to go much higher, but I don't think we've seen the peak of him yet either.
Yeah.
What could he do? Like what IP, like what franchise can he be in?
Well, I briefly mentioned Fantastic Four, The Thing.
Yeah,
and I would
that would be cool.
Love to see him.
It almost seems inevitable, right? That John Cena would be in the MCU. Like John Cena is like the best human ever.
I mean, they're bringing in so many people, so many characters. So why not?
John Cena has like the record by far for like Make-A-Wish kids. Like, like he's incredible with the work that he does. So imagine like him under the Disney brand. Like I'm sure Disney wants to work with him, so he's got to be in something. Let's make him a Sith Lord. Put a cloak on him. We don't have any buff Siths or just bad guys in Star Wars.
I don't know. Well, I mean, Lord, what's his name from Ahsoka?
The new guy?
Yeah, the one who sadly passed away. Unfortunately, R.I.P.
I think his name's like Ray Stevenson or something like that.
He seems pretty big. I wouldn't say he's like body big, but he's big.
Oh, definitely the way that he was fighting too. Like he was just like brute force, just pushing.
You know, it's cool.
Now I'll say The Rock. Now Dave Bautista going forward. Is there anything you want to see him in besides the Gears of War thing?
Like any role specifically?
I guess either types of roles or IP.
You know what I just thought about? Seeing all of them in Warhammer.
Damn.
With freaking Henry Cavill.
You stole my shot, because I was going to say... No, not Warhammer. I don't give a shit about Warhammer.
Okay.
But I was going to say, fuck it. Let's put them all in Gears of War. Yeah, all in Gears of War, because they're all buff dudes. But Warhammer, I'm not familiar with Warhammer.
I'm like...
Is that the one where you build your figures and all that?
It's another tabletop role-playing game. So kind of like D&D, right? But if I remember correctly, I don't know. I've never played it. I've read about it. I think it takes place in like the year 30,000 something. So in the future, and they have all these intergalactic battles, and they're like Marines. There's all kinds of shits. But these guys are freaking massive, right? They were
the Gears thing,
also
like the Gears physique.
Yeah, so it's cool, you know. So
why can't we? Why can't we just get a bunch of just meat? Let's just get a bunch of meat, slapping meat. Let's just get them all together in one movie. Because I was thinking about all three of them, but then you threw Henry Cavill in there.
Yeah, imagine him too.
Chris Hemsworth. Just get all the. Why can't you know how many people would show up just because it's just like, man, screw it. It's just a bunch of big buff dudes just
like either fighting or something.
Meat slapping meat. Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So, where do we go from here?
Where do we go from here?
I did have one more category, which was just what's your favorite project from each of them. And I don't even have it written down or anything. I kind of just want to just throw it out there. So I'm going to go first. I'm just going to feel it.
Go for it.
I'm just feeling it. Dave Bautista, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is my favorite. Again, he's so good in there. His story wraps up. You see that he's not just this big, dumb, funny guy. He's actually, the story says, he's meant to be a father. He's always been good with kids and everything. And just he's been the heart. He's the heart of the team. He's so good. And just seeing him dancing at the end was making me tear up.
Oh, yeah.
Just because it's silly, but it's also him having fun while being sad. And I think we can all relate to something like that. Mm-hmm. The Rock. I think, again, I already shouted out earlier, I'm going to give it to Fast Five.
Right.
Because he's actually acting in there, but it is a little bit cheesy, too. He's acting like a 80s action movie in there. It's almost like he used that as inspiration, where the ones after that, he's just The Rock. But shout out to The Rock and Fast Five. Great threat. Him fighting Vin Diesel and everything. And John Cena, this is the tougher one. I don't have one that just screams my favorite one. But you know what? I have the DVD. It's right there.
I was about to say.
It's right there. But he's not that great in there, to be honest. I feel like I should pick a better role.
For his starting role.
You know what? I'm going to give him Peacemaker. Peacemaker, but not in the show because he is goofier.
Right.
I'm going to give him Peacemaker in the Suicide Squad, which is the superior Suicide Squad, and I don't know why anybody would think otherwise.
Yeah. So, for me, for Dave, just so I don't choose the same one as you, I'm gonna go with the holiday special one.
Oh,
Right.
okay. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, the holiday special.
I think it's called Holiday Special, yeah. And this one, yeah, he's all goofy. It's all comedy. It's all just messing around. But I just love that movie because of that, because of him, because of the chemistry between him and Mantis.
And they continued that in Guardians 3.
In Guardians 3, yeah.
Like, they filmed them at the same time,
great.
so it makes sense.
For The Rock, it's going to be Walking Tall.
Okay. You really like that movie.
Walking Tall is cool.
We're going to watch that shit tonight.
Watch it. And for John Cena, for that one, I already had this one in mind forever, The Suicide Squad.
Okay, yeah.
So same as you, I think that's the one where I was like, okay, I think if he had some more serious roles, I think he could probably do a lot better.
He's good in there. He's still like funny and like John Cena-y in that movie, but like that is the one where I think he's flexing his muscles the most. His acting muscles.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, I read this I think not too long ago. I think his character was supposed to be killed off. I think what's his name? Idris Elba's character. He was supposed to actually kill him.
Yeah, he got shot in the neck.
Right.
It's like on the side of the neck, but still.
So, and then James Gunn's like, I can't kill him.
Yeah, I got something for you.
Yeah.
No, what happened was HBO, Warner Brothers, talked to him and it's like, hey, can you make a show for us for our platform? And he was just like, all right.
Sure.
John, what are you doing? The show's funny because he has different helmets that do different things.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like one of them's like a telekinetic blast. So stupid. That show, again, I don't remember it too well, and I don't recommend, goddamn, too much drinks. I don't recommend it too highly, but it was good. I remember enjoying my time with it, and we were like cracking up and everything. There's a funny scene at the end. Do you care if I spoil it?
No, go for it.
There's a funny scene at the very, very end, like when everything is solved, and like he's carrying like the main girl.
Oh, okay.
John Cena is like away from this farm from like these evil like bugs. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Or moths or something. And he's carrying like the girl, and it's like nighttime, and like the farm I think is like on fire or something. Like the destruction's behind him, and he's walking, and then you can see like the members of the Justice League are right there like in the dark, and it's like I think like Batman's in the dark and Superman's in the dark because they couldn't get the actors back, but like the Flash is there, so Ezra Miller, and they have Jason Momoa as Aquaman, and then like I think Wonder Woman's like in the dark too, but it's all of them. And then he says something like he like gets mad at them. He's like, "It's about fucking time," and he just like walks past them, and then he says like he makes fun of Aquaman for like fucking fish or something along those lines. But it's just so funny. I just like shit on the Justice League.
You're late, you fucking dickheads. Go fuck another fish, asshole.
That just gives you an idea of how silly and stupid that show was, but it was pretty good. So we're getting ready to wrap up here. Last thing I just want to tell you, because you don't watch wrestling anymore.
No, not like I used to.
I do. And let me tell you, next up, the next actor we're going to be talking about, the next wrestler turned actor, is Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
The Rock's cousin.
So I do, and again, I know this because of you. Like, I'll ask you, like, hey, what's up? What's going on with the
you asked me today, like, what's up with that family?
What's going on with
Let me tell you what happened.
So, who knows? I might start getting into it a little bit more.
There's like an hour long and this goes for everybody. Like if you're just here to watch us, you don't watch wrestling, but you are interested in like what we're talking about right now. Roman Reigns is up next for Hollywood. Watch out, because he's coming. He was already in Hobbs and Shaw, just a small little role. He does, I think he like says like 2 words or something. But that's like his like little first little nugget of like, oh hey, just you're on set.
Planting the seed.
Yeah, and everybody already thinks he's on his way out. He's like on this really long reign.
Oh yeah, I know that.
He's like the 3rd longest reign right now, and he's probably gonna hold it until WrestleMania, which is April of next year, and he'll probably drop it then. But where was I? I mean, he's definitely next. Oh yeah, I was mentioning to them. There's like a 1 hour like video about the storyline that he's in right now. If you hate wrestling, you're not gonna watch it, so just ignore what I'm saying. If you're at least interested or fell off wrestling,
give it a try.
There's a 1 hour like thing that WWE uploaded on YouTube that like summarizes the whole Bloodline story. It's called like The Bloodline. That's the group he's in. It's him, his 3 cousins, and like those 3 cousins are all brothers, and they're all related to The Rock. So it's like this Samoan like heritage, and Roman Reigns is the tribal chief.
A lot of big dudes.
A lot of big dudes, big Samoan dudes, yeah. which they're also related to Rikishi and Umaga. They have this huge
line.
Huge family tree. And right now, like everybody already knows, like like Roman Reigns is gonna go to Hollywood soon. So this is like his last big run. And on top of that, he's been doing his best work. And on top of that, if you watch this video and see some of his acting, like, yeah, you might think it's cheesy because it's wrestling, but you can see like, oh, this dude can kind of act. I'm not saying he's gonna be the next Leo, but he's the next big action star, and he's a good looking guy. My mom has a crush on him. Yeah. But Roman Reigns is up next, man. He's coming, and I don't know where we're gonna put him. Marvel, DC, maybe he'll start. Else. But yeah, like he's a good-looking dude. So not that the other three aren't, but like this dude is like he's pretty.
Yeah.
So he could definitely be in like romantic comedies. Right. He's probably won't do voice work. I can't see that unless he plays like a villain or something. He has like a deep voice. But yeah, he's next up, and after that, I don't know who. But he's the face of WWE right now, and he's gonna use those resources.
And just to kind of add to that, I'm kind of glad that it's happening. It brings more like, what's the word? It brings more like the variety to like acting and like these roles.
It's like a small little pocket now where it's just like, oh, these are like the wrestling actors. But they've all like, at least the three that we've talked about, like I don't think anybody's failed. I mean, there's like the Miz. No. The Miz has been doing like just WWE stuff. I don't know if he's tried to be in Hollywood. Actually, yeah, I think like he wanted to be like Johnny Cage in the new Mortal Kombat movie.
I was gonna say, wasn't he like supposed to be Johnny Cage?
Or like he wanted to be.
He wanted to be.
But no one that's actually started, like John Cena, I think his first big franchise was Transformers, which was Bumblebee.
Oh yeah.
And then after that, like it's just been up. For The Rock, like he was in The Mummy, which was huge at the time, but then he really, really blew up after Fast and Furious, and then it's just been up. And then John Cena. Did I already mention? I already mentioned John Cena. Bautista
was Drax. And
I think he had Marvel. The biggest rise. Yeah, but yeah, Marvel all the way up. So that's what I'm saying. Like once like they're going up, no one's like failed.
Exactly. And I think like the whole Guardians thing. I think if I remember correctly, most people didn't really like Guardians when they first announced it. Like, what's this?
See, there's some revisionist history where all of a sudden people are like, oh, I always liked the Guardians. Nobody knew what that was.
Knew what it was.
When they announced Phase 2, like, well, who?
Yeah. So, that could have been a reason why he got that role to begin with. Like,
yeah.
You know what? It's going to be a small role at that time.
Yeah.
But then it just blew up. And I'm so glad it did.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us. Once again, if you made it this far and you're not subscribed, definitely hit subscribe. We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. Yeah. Comment. Let us know all your answers to all the questions we asked. Favorite actor, favorite movie, brightest future.
Share with us, please.
Who's next up if you watch wrestling? Mm-hmm. Any last words?
No. Except, just I want to reiterate that we are trying to get to 100 subscribers. So please share, comment, subscribe, like. That all helps us. That, we appreciate that and your time so much. Definitely try to interact with us, answer to our questions. If you really are at least curious about wrestling, check out that video that Gabe just mentioned.
Link in the description. No, maybe not.
Around there.
If it's not in the description, just Google it. YouTube it.
What's it called again?
I don't know exactly what it's called, but just look up like the Bloodline story. I'm sure it'll pop up. Yeah, it'll pop up.
All right. Well, thanks again for sticking around.
Until next time.
Peace.
Peace.